Welcome back to FBTV. I'm Robert Blanche and, well, I'm looking good because I've been to Calabar at Chermside again. Thanks, girls. Done a good job. But all I'm here tonight for is the football, the Round 7 South East Queensland Diamond League clash between Eastern Suburbs Tigers and Redlands United. I'm also joined by co-host of Jewel and the Crown and local women's football pundit, I would say, Mr. Peter Hodgkin. Peter, first off, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Robert. And you are looking good. Nice haircut. Not quite as good as mine, but you can't have everything.
No, well, I'm always looking to get to that perfectionist style. The other thing about Calabar, though, is do you make a good cup of coffee? Because Geordie does out there. Good work, George. A very good cup of coffee. Well, but we'll get away from our personal grooming and coffee tastes, and we'll get on tonight's game. Eastern Suburbs, for mine, maybe looking to see if they can play with the top 2 and 3, and Redlands United, well, haven't dropped a point. How do you see this one unwinding here tonight?
I think this is going to be tight. It's a big test for East. Jeff Herford, the coach of East, said today that this was the big one for them this year so far. They've got to find out whether they can play with the top 2 being Redlands and the Gap. So for them, it's about being super competitive, right on the game from the start. I also spoke to Ray Dow, the coach of Redlands, and for her, it's about just continual improvement and just keeping the whole thing ticking over. They're a little bit excited about coming to East because they think it's always competitive, it's always spirited, and Ray says she loves the pig pen behind the goals.
Yeah, Ray does like a bit of banter and has been known to get involved a bit herself, which is good to see from time to time. Eastern Suburbs and Redlands, I think from what you were saying before we hit the camera, that there's been some changes to both squads and you're pretty much up to date what they're going to be tonight.
Well, Ray's keeping her cards pretty close to her chest tonight, so she's not letting much out, but I think they've had 8 players play the first 6 games and another 5 play at least 4, so they've got a very, very settled side. East, not quite as settled. They've had 6 players play the first 5 and a few more play every other sort of game in between. But there's Georgie Amos is coming back in for East tonight. Ash Watkins had 10 minutes last week, so she's coming back, and the girl McKean's coming back as well. So, and I think they've lost one of the girls to illness, but they're strong squad. They're strong. So we'll see how they go.
On the East side, squad, I should say, Lorena Maggio heading off to New York Magic scored, as we heard on the podcast the other night. Have they looked like they've replaced that loss in the middle of their park?
I think that she's always going to be hard to replace, but tonight, Wellingham, Roberts, they need to step up. They really need to be on their game. The thing that East have got going for them, they've got young Jess Dillon. Now, it depends on where Jeff plays her, in the middle or a little bit higher up the pitch. She's a class act, and she's come up through that QAS program. First year in Diamond, so a lot of the other sides haven't seen a lot of her. Now she's scoring, I think she scored 5 already, so that's a goal a game. So with her, if she chips in from deep, then could cause Redlands a problem. On the other hand, Redlands have got, some midfielders of their own that are scoring goals. So I think it's going to be very tight.
I think the midfield battle could well decide the game. One of the things we have noticed in the past when we filmed Redlands play at least is they create a lot of chances but don't always put most of them away. One of these days, of course, and they do have those days where they everything goes in, but if they can't capitalise on their chances tonight, I think it just gives East that opportunity to sneak in and maybe nick some points.
Well, Tegan Riding's scored 11 already this year for Redlands. Now, if you take away the goals she scored against the Raiders, she's still a better than a goal-a-game striker. So East are going to have the hands full just taking care of her. But I think the secret to Redlands is going to be whether Tatsuoka and Perrin get down the flanks. If they get down, they're going to cause a lot of problems for the East defenders, particularly out wide. And if you've got Tatsuoka and Dylan coming down the same flank at you, you've gone for a really tough night. So I'm glad I'm not playing for East.
No. There's some absolutely brilliant matchups. It's going to be it's the match of the round, I think, for this round, and it's on Friday night. Looks like there's a few people turning up as well, which is good to see. I'm expecting a big crowd out here at Heath Park. Food's great. Entertainment will be good. Football will be good. As I do with all my co-hosts, though, I put you on the spot and ask you, what do you think the score will be at half-time of this one?
Well, on the duel, I said it was going to be a draw. I'm still holding to that. I think it'll be 1-1 at half-time. I think a goal to Tegan and probably a goal to Dylan. There you go.
Okay, that's a brave call. Even naming the goal scorers, I love it. I do. That's bravery, and we'll be back in 45 minutes to find out how brave or otherwise that was.
The officials for tonight's match are referee Renee Coghill and her assistant referees Michael Ortell and Nathan Todd. Underway here on Friday night match. Ball slid inside, cut out. Coford slides it looking for riding. Harbot comes. Ball thrown forward. Good turn. And the shot from distance again. Harbot smartly down to her right to put it out for a corner. Houston inside. Ball delivered into the box. Good defensive header. Tatsuoka gets it back. Latham pulls the trigger straight at Harbot. Tatsuoka forward. Latham. Wallingham slows her up. Tatsuoka continue to run, gets it back. Roberts chasing, can't get there. Ooh, ball through the middle. Run wasn't made. Grant with the ball forward. Ooh, at the end of the day, good defensive work. No chances taken. Lees with the corner. Ball drops. Wellingham with the header. Latham in there. Longbottom's down. I think it's Longbottom. Head clash, obviously. Or an elbow. Possibly. Some concern. Well, she's up. She's got the wobbly boots on though. Ball inside, or given straight away. Wellingham and still in there. Good play. Coin forward. This is better for Measts. McKean with the ball forward for Roberts. Gets the ball across the box. Cut out. Wellingham. Shoots. And puts a shot well over the bar. East with a bit of possession now. McKean. Again. Looking for Roberts. Cuts in, first time ball. It's over everyone. It's not away though. The shot comes in from distance. And Fannin plucks it out of the air. Houston comes away with the ball. In gold. Gives it away. Amos. Wellingham turns inside. Dispossessed. Houston. Ball rolls for Tatsuoka there. Plays it into the middle. Riding! Oh, that's some sign. The flag's gone up anyway. That's some save. Ball bounces. Neither coach will be happy about that. Houston goes down and wins the free kick. Ball into the box. Oh, it's off Ryder, I think, and into that goal. Oh, they're claiming it. It's 1-0 to Redlands. Let's have a look. Ball floated in. Ryder gets up, just gets enough contact to beat the keeper. Had to make the header. Amos Grant comes away with it. Tatsuoka forward. Drops for Dylan. McKean. Dylan turns away. Wellingham for McKean. Good football from the Tigers. Roberts looks to take on Tatsuoka. Clips it into the box. Amos looking for the ball to come back. Gets it. Pulls the trigger. And the ball goes wide of the mark. Fannin with the goal kick. Flicked on. Riding. Good battling. And the shot from distance. Comfortable save to Harbutt's right. Long bottom. Back to a keeper. Or straight to Lees. Lees pulls the trigger. It's in. Oh, no. Fantastic save by Harbutt. Oh, that was some save. Good defensive work again. And the shot well over the bar. Tatsuoka with the throw. Lees with the ball into the box. It's over long bottom. It's cleared by the East defence. Tatsuoka, first time. Can't keep a shot down. Harbutt goes long. Brought down. Lees. Watkins comes again. Lees, good ball into the box and at the far post. And the backup. Ball forward early. Oh, fantastic work. Still going. Amos pulls the trigger. And again, the shot wide of the mark. Free kick. Wellingham, I think, has gone down. Dangerous position, this. Amos over the ball. Free kick. And over the bar.
And we're back. It's half time. 45 minutes on. And we're 1-0 to Redlands United over Eastern Suburbs in this round 7 South East Queensland Diamond League match. Not quite the draw you predicted. And a known goal with some class, I may add. That was one hell of a header.
That was a pretty good knock from, who was it, young Ryder?
Ryder, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, right in the top corner. No, I think East have let me down a little bit going forward. They just quite haven't had sort of the impetus to go forward when they needed to. George Amos has been really good as sort of a lone hand up front. So.
Both sides have got into the box similar amount of times, I believe. You've got some stats there and... I think the stats nearly sort of reflect the game itself, which sometimes doesn't happen.
No, look, Redlands have been in the box 13 times to 5, I think, and they've had, 7 shots to 5. So the shot count's been fairly similar, but the ball's been played into the box a lot, mainly from the flanks, because Tatsuoka and Lees are causing East a lot of grief in the left fullback slot. They're getting in behind so often. This Redlands strikers haven't been able to finish off. But they've had some good shots, though. I think the East keeper pulled off a great save in the 35th minute.
Oh yes, there was a save from Lees. There was also one where I can't remember who it was called offside. Keeper wasn't to know that, and I'll say world-class save. No right to get near it. Got it off the post, roll across the line. What would have happened after it, no one knows. But world-class save.
No, that was excellent. I think East's problem at the moment is they're not getting enough run out of the other midfielders. Wellingham versus Houston in the middle of the park's the battle for me. That's been really good. Yeah. Like Wellingham's been playing really well, but it's a lone hand for her. I think Dylan and the other people around her need to give her a hand.
Well, that's something they'll have to address at half time. I'm sure Jeff will ask for more effort or more, get in there from the rest of the girls. East's, having said that, have had their chances and could have easily gone ahead. Redlands may be just a bit guilty of wasting chances again, as we spoke about at the start of the show.
Yeah, look, their shots have been from a fair distance, so they've not really put the keeper at Redlands under a great deal of stress. The gap between the East midfield and their forward line's too big. They need to get that hard running from the midfield. That gut running is just not happening at the moment. They're getting the ball up into the forward third, but they just can't get any penetration in behind the Redlands defence. Not enough numbers forward.
Okay, so we've had a look at the first half. Maybe not exactly what we expected. A good game of football from the neutrals' point of view. Both sides really giving everything they've got. A full-time score based on the first 45 minutes.
Based on the first 45, Blanchie, I'd probably say 3-1 to Redlands. I think Tegan Riding will probably get one in the second half, and I think George Amos might sneak one if she just gets a little bit more help.
Well, there we have it. 3-1 at half-time. Can't say I can argue with it. We'll have to wait for the next 45 minutes to conclude before we know the answer to it, and we'll be back after the game with the coaches and also to wrap up the show.
And Gold puts the ball forward. Lees, good turn. Looking for Tatsuoka. Ball bounces off her. Ball laid across. Oh, it's missed everybody. East get away with one there. Redlands should have got their second. Fannin puts the ball up the park. Coford rolls it inside. Oh, Riding, the merest of touches, but more than enough, and makes it 2-0 here in the 48th minute. They've come out firing, Redlands. Let's have a look. Coford gets in between the defenders, puts it back on the angle, right onto the penalty spot. Riding, knows where the keeper is, knows where the defender is, slides it, makes it 2. Ball forward. Perrin in behind, cuts it back. Oh, it's still going. Riding there. Good challenge. Lees. Skies a shot. Long throw. Tatsuoka with the header. Foot with the ball down. Houston drives through the defence. Makes it 3 in the 57th minute. Let's have a look. Tatsuoka with the header. Foot with another one. Just lays it into the path. Houston drives through. Good use of the body. Rides the challenge. Puts the ball into the back of the net. A bridge too far for East now, I think. Ferguson inside. Again, Houston. This time, Harbot uses her feet. Lees with the corner. It's dropped to foot. Perrin. Ferguson. Back post. Lees. The original corner taker. Slides it in. And the touch. And Perrin. Good save, Harbot with her feet and foot. Let's put it over the bar from close range. Lees steps inside. Rolls it. Ooh. Riding couldn't hold on to it. Not quite cleared. Roberts has a chance. Lees nicks the ball. Straight into the box. Can't get the ball under her feet. And Harbot is pleased to see that one go past the post. Ball up the line. Perrin will get there first. Beats the defender. Cuts inside, gets the ball across. Lees rolls it back and Tatsuoka. Ball bobbled just in front of her and a shot goes over the bar. Harbot puts it up the park. Good header from the Redlands defence. Riding. Great turn. Uses a pace. Comes to the keeper and puts it into the roof of the net to make it 4 in the 83rd minute. Oh, simple football, but effective. Let's have a look. A good win there in the air. Riding. Just lets it go between her feet. Gets rid of two of them. Turns on the pace. Cuts herself where she wants to be. Looking at the keeper. Harbot goes down. Ball goes over and into the net. 4-0 here at Heath Park. Fannin. Not controlled. Riding. Gets away again. Gets a head up. Oh, can't repeat it. Out for a goal kick. Watkins inside. Wellingham. Ball forward. Cleared. Only as far as another East player. Ball slipped through for Martin. Martin shoots. Fannin makes a good save to her right. Throw in on the far side. Rudkin. Good control. Finally loses out. Weight of numbers. Ball forward early. Martin with the layoff. Wellingham. Oh, great touch. Martin. On goal! Slides it past Fannin and pulls one back for the Tigers in the 89th minute. A good show of character from the home side. Let's have a look. Wellingham puts it forward into space. They're 2-on-1. First touch is brilliant. So is Martin's. Puts it where she wants it to be. One step. Slides it past Fannin. Good work, the Tigers. And that's the final whistle, which sees this round 7 South East Queensland Diamond League match end. Eastern Suburbs 1, Redlands United 4.
I'm speaking with Eastern Suburbs coach Jeff Herford. Jeff, first half I thought the girls were right in it, battled hard, an own goal. One of the best headers of the game, actually. Would have been nice to be down the other end, but I mean, defenders have got to play at those balls, and she's got good contact, put it into the goal. I thought the second goal, 2 minutes into the second half, seemed to deflate the side somewhat, and Redlands being a side that once they're on top, they don't sort of let you back up, rolled on with it.
Yeah, definitely. In the first half, I thought we battled well. Redlands had a fair amount of the possession, but we held them. They really didn't get in behind us a great deal and didn't really create any open chances. So we're quite happy going in at half time. Unfortunately for Chantel, it was a good header, but it's just one of those things. That's football. So we had a good discussion at half time and tried to rectify a few things, but didn't come out in the second half in that first 5-10 minute spell, and Redlands got on top again in that 2-0, and it's hard to peg Redlands and someone like the Gap back after 2-0. So mentally we'll probably switched off that little bit, but to the girls' credit, they kept going, and we snuck one at the end, so it was good.
Well, that's what I looked at. The girls kept trying to play. It was obviously an uphill battle there, trying to push forward as well. 2-0 against a side that's a free-flowing side like Redlands. But I thought scoring in the last minute just is something good to take out of a game where maybe they may be feeling a little bit down from the scoreline. That last goal will be something they can take to training on Tuesday and Thursday and say, we can score against them. Now we've just got to be able to do it a bit more.
Yeah, well, you always got to take the positives out of it. There were a few negatives, but Redlands are a very attacking side, and they do pin you down. So if you don't get that upper hand within the first 5 to 10 minutes of a game, you're kind of sitting a little bit deeper. And Ray's got them well drilled, and as I said, they are a very attacking side. So it does make it hard for you to go forward in numbers. End of the day, our girls keep battling. They kept trying to play football. We threw caution to the wind and went man for man at the back and tried to get them on the break. When you're 3-0 down, it doesn't make a difference if you lose 4 or 5, really.
No, exactly right.
You've got to try something.
It's a good test of character as well for your side.
Yeah, it was. And right until the last 5 to 10 minutes, they still played football. And a good little goal, which Beck Martin scored and got her on the team sheet, which she's been struggling a little bit of late. So that will give her a lot of confidence and give the girls a bit of confidence. So it's not all doom and gloom. We've got It's 3 games coming up that we expect to win, and we'll be in and around that top 4 where we want to be at the end of the day. The top 2 are probably streaking ahead against everyone else, but they are a step above where everyone else is in the league. So our goal is to breach that gap that little bit between the top 2 and us, and hopefully by the end of the season we'll be able to do that.
Well, I'd like to thank you for talking to us. I'll let you get inside into the warmth. It's a bit chilly out here at Heath Park tonight. But yeah, and thanks for having a chat with us after the game.
No dramas, thanks very much.
And speaking with Ray Dower, coach of Redlands United, after their 4-1 victory here at Heath Park in the round 7 South East Queensland Diamond League match. First half, Ray, I thought East were fairly competitive, and apart from maybe the goal, of course, which was an own goal, you had some chances on goal, but really didn't trouble the keeper too much. Second half, a completely different story. Came out and I suppose played like we expected Redlands to play. Scored very early in the second half and then rolled on with it.
Yeah, once again, Blanchie, 4-1, it's a great result. Very happy with, especially the second half, the way that we played. Look, I gave the girls a bit of a challenge before the game. We did change. We had a specific game plan. When we did change things up a little bit, a few changes in personnel there, and Joe had a bit of a niggle, and we just didn't want to risk a long season. And on the back of Hannah, what we call a bluebird, and Hannah Fannon's game in reserve grade, keeping a clean sheet there, 4-0, she made some great saves, so I had no hesitation to slot her in. But yeah, we just had made a few adjustments, a couple of really slight adjustments at half time, and the players obviously caught on with what we were trying to do in the second half.
Clinical, probably not's the word to use. Again, I think it was something like 18 balls into the box with maybe 2 or 3 saves, creating an enormous amount of chances. And I think we'll go back to last time we spoke out at the Cleveland Showgrounds. Same deal, I think, against Palm Beach. Plenty of chances, not just converting probably at the rate you would like, but 4-1, how do you complain?
Well, look, it's the same with last weekend, it was a very slick performance last week, 18-2, a couple of little conniptions there, a couple of great individual goals actually from the young Toowoomba girl, you can't take that away from her. She scored some great goals, but in saying that, you got to, if we weren't creating chances, and looking where's the goal going to come from, then I'm really concerned. But and at the end of the day, there's a $2 fine for everyone that they miss from right in front goes over. So the kitty's getting quite substantial.
You'll be off the barley.
It'll be a tremendous end of year gig with at the rate they're going. But look, we try to be, clinical in our finishing, disciplined in our finishing, and once again, if things were perfect, then we'd have nothing to work on during the week. So, but back to square one for our front 4 in finishing.
I put it to the co-host tonight that I asked her the question, where is the loss going to come from? Because at the moment, apart from the gap, you do really look like you're comfortable, especially at top of the table.
Well, we take every game at a time, and that's a crazy old cliche in every sport, in every facet of life. But we knew we were in for a tough gig here tonight. We've got a really long history as 2 teams. It's always a great spirited game and hard fought, and that's certainly the best opponent we've come up against all season to date.
Okay, well, I'd like to thank you for having a chat. It's a bit chilly out here at Heath Park after the game. The temperature's dropped. The mist is starting to come in.
I think it's finally the football season, isn't it? The coolness has come in, the real dew on the ground. So, bring it on. Looking forward to next weekend's game.
Happy winter, and thank you very much, Ray. And there we have it, a 4-1 victory to Redlands United over Eastern Suburbs in this round 7 South East Queensland Diamond League match. Peter, you said at half-time you thought, going on the first half role of play, that you thought 3-1 to Redlands was going to be a result. 4-1, close. Redlands very dominant in the second half. Once they got that second goal, really didn't look like they were going to lose it.
No, Blanchie, they really dominated the second half completely. 13 shots to 5, but only 2 saves from the East keeper, so they're quite wasteful in front of goal. They got the ball up there a lot. Possession-wise, they dominated field position as well, so a lot of possession in the forward third. forcing East backwards, which made it hard for East to go forward. So the knocking long balls to Georgie Amos, and she didn't have the support around her a lot of the time. So very dominant. The goal 2.5 minutes into the second half was not what Jeff Herfer would have been looking for. To go 2-0 down just made it almost an impossible task from there.
There was a period, I suppose, where the second goal went in very quickly. The third one went in. Obviously, East hadn't quite got back to where they needed to be after that early goal. Redlands, well, for any side looking to be title contenders, they did what they had to do. They saw a bit of blood and they went in there and made the kill.
Well, it only took them 10 minutes to get the third, and at 3-0 up against the top of the table, the game's pretty much done. But what I was really impressed with was Tatsuoka and Lee's, not so much in attack, but in defence.
Yes.
When Tiff Roberts tried to get the ball down the left-hand side, not only did Tatsuoka stop the channel down the line, but Lee's dropped back and stopped the inside ball as well, forcing them back to Watkins all the time. So all the momentum was lost every time they went down the left-hand side. It was only till like the 41st minute where they actually got some joy when they got their goal. So it's like they started to play really well in the last 5 minutes, way too late.
It was a bit too late, but they did keep going to the end. A well-fashioned goal, and they had a number of chances, especially late in the match. I suspect maybe Redlands with a little bit of a foot off the pedal at 4-0. That won't please coach Ray Dower. She doesn't like conceding, and we all know that.
Well, I think Ray'd be pretty happy with their defensive effort. They really didn't let East in at all. East didn't get a corner for the entire match. So that just shows that they didn't really get in behind them at all. So I think Ray would be pretty happy defensively. She's probably working on their sort of ability to score from the chances they get. Their conversion rate needs to probably improve. But having said that, 4-1 on top of the table, she's got to be happy.
Well, it doesn't get much better than that. Unbeaten, the only side in the league unbeaten at the moment. And, well, I'm asking the question, I suppose, where does that first loss come from?
Oh, I think the game against Gap will be the telling one, the last game of the round. They're clearly the two best sides in the Diamond League, and I think it's Redlands and the Gap are first and second. Annalee is a little bit behind them at the moment. I think Annalee only lost 1-0 to Redlands, but that was early in the season before Redlands have really started to go. And Ray's got them ticking over right now. And their Sapphire team had a good win as well, so the depth in Redlands is there. So if anybody gets hurt in the top side, she's got players to come straight into it.
I'd like to thank you for joining us tonight for your debut on FBTV, and of course you can catch up with all tonight's chatter about tonight's game, of course, on Jewel on the Crown on Wednesday night. That's when we do it. You'll get to see it or get to hear it Thursday. So thank you, Peter. It's been a pleasure, and thank you for digging me out of a hole with your knowledge and in-depth knowledge of the women's game here in Brisbane.
Oh, thanks very much, Blanche. It's a pleasure to be here at Heath Park.
And there we have it, a 4-1 victory to Redlands United over Eastern Suburbs, as we said. Now tomorrow the cameras will be out at Albany Creek for their round 10 clash in the Trophy Superstore BPL when they take on the marauding Wolves FC.